Yo, what up? It's Brendan.
I'm Brandon.
And this is
the Brews and Bros Podcast. Can you pass me the mic?
Pass him the mic. Josh.
All right.
Face review.
Yo, shit, that was trash, bro. Yo, that was trash.
Let me try to get ready. Check that. Like Vogue. Subscribe to my OnlyFans to find all the face.
Pay $5.99 to know what the rest of my back looks like.
$5.99, bro. I'm worth at least $7.
Yeah, I'd say so.
$7.99. Hold on, let me. Wrong ear. There we go.
Oh, here, hold on. Let me fix this. Point it down. Yo, golly, bro.
You look like a bad movie director. You left the mic in the shot.
But yeah. I forgot the fuck I was about to say.
So backwards. I don't know what's going on.
It is kind of a pain in the ass, for sure. Move all that stuff right there. All right, here we go.
I lift up my left hand.
No one can see shit.
My right hand, but it's my left hand, but my left hand is my right.
It's kind of like looking into a mirror, honestly. Is really what it's like.
It's a reverse mirror, because if I look in the mirror, I put my right hand up, it's going to be on this side, not the side that they're seeing. You know, see, it's reversed.
Yeah, I can't do this right now. With all those technical difficulties being said, welcome back to the Brews and Bros Podcast.
It's a cat.
I would say that this is the first time for a face reveal, but it's not.
No.
Because we already had one.
Well, we have our face on like almost a lot of the thumbnails.
A lot of thumbnails.
We did that little video with the homie Rubio from
yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of.
But that was a small face.
It was very tiny.
I got a small waist, pretty face, and a
big bank.
TikTok's his life.
Yeah.
But
I remember a time when that whole thing, it was not worth it. Like, I was like, bro, I'm not downloading TikTok. I'm not doing any of that shit. I
was so against
I said, fuck you, dude. I'm not doing it. And the next thing I know is I'm sending like 30 at a time to people that I know. So
watching cringe compilation, then you find a couple good ones, and then all of a sudden you download it to find the cringe, but then you end up finding the quality content in there too.
Wait, and I was gonna say, cause like I didn't download it to find cringe, cause I'll just watch them on YouTube, but no sir, not me.
Ready for the real reveal?
Oh shit!
These were useless. It was kind of muffling my head.
Scoot up just a little bit.
All right. How's that?
That should be fine, yeah. Just cause I know that you talk a little bit quieter than
and I don't know
normal.
why. I'm usually loud. I think it's just the setting. I'm just like, I gotta respect this.
Yeah. So and I think it's like I don't want to be super loud. So when somebody come knocking on the door, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Because I remember years ago just laughing in here and your dad going,
dude, 100%. It'd be fucking 2:30 in the morning, and I get a, yo, how about you shut the fuck up? We're trying to sleep, and you have school tomorrow.
How about you let me just take the room in the basement? Just, what you gonna do? And then your dad,
he just fucking starts swinging, bro.
What do you say? What they say on TikTok? When she calls and says he cheated again.
Somebody better call the law. I don't fucking even know the words. I've seen the videos a million fucking times, but
I really want to make one of those. But just knowing me, it'd be like, I try to make it like cringy, but
I think the concept of them isn't necessarily cringe.
Well, no, you obviously don't like people that beat on.
Yeah, of course.
But it's the people.
We do not appreciate woman beaters here. Chris Brown, go fuck yourself.
But it's the people who make them. You're like, you're not gonna do that. That's
It's like,
not
I mean,
who
like, they
you
might.
are.
They might. To be fair, they might. I highly doubt it, though.
The majority
I highly
of them-
doubt it.
And the other thing is, the other half of them are the woman beaters.
Kind of like that guy we were watching earlier.
Yeah, like you're just trying to get some punani, some likes. Like, I defend women. Uppercut
He
too.
said, wait a minute. He disrespecting you, baby girl? Let me get real close here and tell you what's going on right now. He ever puts your hands on him? Yeah, we're gonna have problems.
I'm the only one that can hit you like that, girl.
Hey, what do you mean you went to the bar?
As bad as it sounds, they're just mad that they're not getting laid by the abused women. It sounds terrible.
God.
But, like,
I get where look again. I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I don't think that's. But that's the crazy thing with the internet though is you have no idea. You know what I mean? You think you have a little bit of an idea just because of past circumstances that had happened to you. But even then, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like certain people in your life was just saying that. Like, they're not. They did. She meant it. You know what I mean? Like, she 100%. She was like, no, that guy right there. That's a woman beater. But in the grand scope of things, like, it's not like she came out that motherfucker looking like Rihanna or Ray Rice's girlfriend or that lady that Kareem Hunt kicked in the face.
Or the most recent one with that.
Oh
dude
yeah,
from
with that.
Seattle.
Fuck yeah. Like, no, not even close.
But what was even worse about that situation is not only did she not look like any of that, but she obviously wasn't hurt at all. So
it's like I do not want to get into some uncharted territory
it's
that
like
gets us canceled.
it's like I said, things were just weird. They didn't work out. I wish her nothing but the best in her endeavors.
But that's the funny thing is just like that obviously wasn't your intention by any stretch of the imagination. But it's like she was probably looking for a way out of the relationship, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna take the smallest inconvenience possible, and I'm gonna blow it so fucking far out of proportion that you're not gonna know how to respond. All of these people, they're just not gonna know how to respond." So,
and here's the thing that's worse about it is, for as bad as I was,
quote unquote,
why her mom was still like, oh.
yeah, like she's still super nice to you to this day. She was like, "Oh yeah,
Buddy.
by the way, we sold all your stuff.
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind."
But that's why I had to leave her in the past.
That's for the best. I think you've become a better person since then. Not saying that you were not saying that's the whole wrong idea.
We've incriminated me beyond.
I'm not saying that you were a piece of shit person beforehand, but I think just in general, like, as your friends,
I grew from the experience.
yeah, you're like, okay, I should probably keep my distance if I'm gonna throw my arms up.
Yeah, if you have word to the wise.
I'm gonna step back and then throw my arms up so no one gets hurt.
Word to the wise, all right? If you're ever, like, getting yelled at by someone in the mall,
Don't touch them.
and you have a bag,
Don't even be near them.
and you have a bag in your hand with items, and you flustered, don't go, whatever. Cause,
Oh man.
Because that bag will go,
Dink.
and then they'll go,
It's so funny because I kind of feel bad for laughing, but at the same time, looking back at the whole situation, that was a fucking wild turn of events.
I want to feel bad for laughing, but at the same time, I'm the one who got screwed over. I'm the one who got the name, like the dirt thrown on the name.
That's fair.
I'm the one who lost all my stuff.
Literally all of it. Well, not all of it.
Well, I lost
an overwhelming vast majority of a lot of things.
But at the end of the day, it was one of those things where I was like, listen, it could have just communicated this with me that you weren't, rather than have to blow a little argument out of proportion and be like, oh, look at you, see breezy. Like, no.
Yeah, no, like, not even close.
It
like,
is what it is.
Yeah.
But that's why I hate Harry Potter.
Yo, I was just thinking of the same fucking thing. I was like, bro, it's over. He's gonna stop talking. I'll be like, yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but I fucking hate Harry Potter fans.
Yeah, no, she was a big Harry Potter fan. She's like, Slytherin, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Jigglypuff.
I don't mind. I would say like the vast majority of Harry Potter fans. It's no different than any other fandom that exists. Because you could say that Star Wars fans are the exact same fucking way.
No, they are. But those ones I can avoid easier.
The Harry Potter fans, specifically, don't get me wrong, I like those movies. They're a good watch every 5 to 10 years.
Around Christmas.
Around Christmas time.
Because they got all the Christmas scenes too.
That's about it. Maybe around Halloween because of the themes. To me, personally, that's about it. But look, being a Harry Potter fan, you're one of two people. One, you're just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Who can't separate fiction from reality. Or two, you're like the people who think that rocks are gonna help your life.
They're minerals. I watch Breaking Bad.
They're minerals. I have you know, they're actually minerals.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I know, because he's all butthurt because he's fucking crippled. He can't even fucking wipe his own ass. Sorry, but I don't care about you, Hank. Anyway, but like it's like there's just it's either one extreme or the other. Like there's no in between with Harry Potter fans. But like I said, Star Wars fans are the exact same fucking way.
Then they get that stupid always tattoo. Always.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen that? I'm gonna find a picture of it for you. So a lot of Harry Potter fans, because they're that nerdy. Always.
Always from who said that?
Snape, bro. Look, they go always, 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 always,
Well, hold
always.
on, go back like 4, right there.
That's a bunch of different logos from Harry Potter.
I get that. I know how to fucking look.
Well, I didn't know. Like this kind of threw me off guard. That's.
To be fair, like that is kind of that's a better tattoo idea. Purely from an idea standpoint, than getting something like that.
Yeah,
where it's just the word. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. They got that little logo because that's the logo he had or whatever, and they just be like, always, all. And so, like, bro, it's nothing original. Like, check this out.
Well, yeah, Harry Potter's not original. It's a fucking copy of Star Wars. You ain't never seen that video?
No.
Of that stand-up?
Who got trapped in the closet in Star Wars?
No. So that's just a different setting. So you can think of the closet as Tatooine, right?
Okay.
Luke was trapped on Tatooine. He wanted to join the Empire, but fucking Uncle Owen was like, did I ever tell you about how your grandma got killed by Tusken Raiders?
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? But there's like a bunch of different parallels where it's like, oh, he's a teenage boy in need of help. How does he get help? Through a magical force that no one really understands. He goes to this crazy school. All of this shit happens. He meets some weird people along the way. As all of a sudden he finds out that the bad guy the whole time is actually someone who was in love with his mother. Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a whole bunch. I'll have to find it for you. Because, like, obviously the guy does a better job at explaining it than I do. But the point is that Harry Potter fans especially, they're kind of like really... They're like anime fans in a weird way. Where anime fans are, you know, two different people. They're one that's just like, oh yeah, I like good stories, I like good action scenes, I like all of that, blah, blah, blah. But then you have the extremists.
Yeah.
The people who say, no. That guy is not as powerful as you think. or this guy, I powered leveled him myself, and I could beat his ass if I train hard enough.
I think that there's always got to be that middle ground.
But there is no middle ground. But that's the shitty thing with fandoms, though. There is no middle ground.
I mean, I think I do a pretty good job with most middle ground on.
But
I like the anime.
But to be fair, though, there's probably someone out there right now who's like, yeah, that's the guy who wore the fucking Hidden Leaf Village neckbands to school. You know what I mean? And while all the while you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, I'm just in the middle. I really like Naruto. No, they're thinking you're a fucking weirdo.
That's weird. I mean, I get it. But I know that there are those like weeaboos or whatever, and those Harry Plopper fans, and they'd be like, "Oh, bro, it's my whole life." Like they'd be crying because they got a new stick. Like, look at my wand.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? Barnes and Noble.
It's like, why didn't you just go outside?
Because it's not the one that I wanted.
It's not the same!
Yeah, because they got like, it's going to be carved. It's going to be the one from the character that I like. And then I didn't know that they were all different. I thought the wand was just the wand. Like,
nope, that's because we're stupid. Because, you know, people like you and I, we grew up on Disney. And movies like, you know,
Lucky the Irish? Smart House?
Who? No. Those are for a different time.
Disney. Are you talking like the Pixar ones, like the Toy Stories?
No,
and stuff?
so
No,
I'm talking about like the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't think those were Disney. Now that I think about it, I think those were independent, like film animators, or like the Black Cauldron. like kind of like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Those kid movies.
Or the kid movies. Black Cauldron gave me fucking nightmares when I was a child.
That was like Anastasia.
Yo,
Rasputin.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Anastasia is one of my all-time favorite movies. I fucking love that movie. But the only creepy part about it is that Rasputin motherfucker, because he was creepy in real life.
Dude,
those people did their research.
They tried to kill him, and he said,
he said, ding. He fucking pulled an Undertaker, bro.
He drank the poison and was like, ah.
He said, ding.
And I'm back.
He's straight up boot and rally, bro. He's that guy who passes out 38 seconds into the sleepover, and then it's 2 a.m. and you all are trying to have that deep talk, and you know what he says? Will you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep. I have to be up early in the morning.
Those are the best talks. Those like late night ones, and all of a sudden someone's like, "Baby."
You're trying to be quiet. You're trying to be quiet, but you can't. Motherfucker said, pee-pee.
It's so, I don't know why. Because that takes you back. So in fifth grade, we had like this little camping trip thing. We had to go like this like cabin up in the mountains and stuff. It was all cool, like, and it wasn't like a regular cabin. It was like one of those like, I don't know, it's like it's like a safer building that's like run by a bunch of people.
Oh, so it's like an actual building, but it looks like a log cabin on the outside. Yeah.
So you go in and you're like, oh, wow, it's like a hotel kind of deal. And so all us fifth graders, the girls are in one room, the guys are in one room, and we're all in there doing our thing, being like talky, and we're all talking at night in the beds. You're going, hee hee hee. Teacher comes, he's like, all right, it's time to go to bed. And we're like, okay, teacher, she leave. And we're all quiet, and all of a sudden we hear one kid go, and we're all just like, ah! So we all just, and she come in like, what's so funny? And he's, and one kid's like, we were trying to sleep, teacher. What's wrong? Why you waking us up? She's like a little fifth grader BS, bro. And she's like, I hear you guys laughing. He's like, we're just having good dreams, I guess.
What?
Little kid, people are trying not to laugh because that's like the funniest thing you ever heard. You're like, next day we did trust fall. We were all too tired. There was another time when camp in middle school. We got this bug spray. It smelled like shit. We were like, well, how are we gonna prank the girls? And this kid pulled out this like Babe Ruth, and he just started smashing it in his hands. He take that nasty bug spray and go, and they go, he put it in the girl room on one of the bunk, and he's like, And we're all sitting there like, oh, wow, you did
Hey
it.
guys, Brittany shit herself.
Bro. So we all just hanging out. And then we hear someone go, "Eee!" And we run in there and the girls are all freaking out. And he's all like, no, which one you girls did it? Stupid motherfucker though. He had the chocolate on his hand still. They busted his hand. He went, so his hand was smelling bad. And he had the chocolate on it. It was a church camp, bro. I lost a crock in the lake up there.
I bet your mom was pissed that you lost that crock, huh?
No, I had a bunch of crocs. It was just like a little one that you just whatever.
Oh.
I had more with me, but to this day I just think about that because I was like, I fell in the lake, and the little river went. And I was like, my croc.
Speaking of shit stories, we'll go back to our favorite pastime, and I'll tell some boot camp stories.
Fallout New Vegas.
War skeletons. We're coming for you, Oxhorn. We're coming. Coming, bruh. Anyway, so
Bussin'.
if you go to boot camp in the Marine Corps on the West Coast, at some point, an unknown amount of weeks go by, and you travel from MCRD San Diego to Camp Pendleton, as I have probably explained a million fucking times before. Well, in Pendleton, you learn a lot about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You learn about your tolerance for pink eye. By not getting it.
Oh, okay.
Is what I'm trying to get
Oh, I
at.
thought you meant you're like.
It's just,
Open your eyes, Private. Yes, Sergeant.
so anyway.
That's right, I took it. My bad.
So, because you're down in Pendleton, what the point is that you're supposed to be in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing field stuff, hikes, survival class, or not. I wouldn't even say for survival classes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Pendleton was kind of a blur looking
Isn't that where
back
your brother
at.
was?
That's where he was stationed.
Gotcha.
That's a whole different part of
Okay.
Pendleton, though. But while you're down there, you also partake in eating MREs for either the very first time, or if you're one of those fucking weirdos, you just ate them all the time, apparently. And you're like, oh shit, I hope I get this flavor. So,
Oh no.
MREs kind of clog you up, like real bad. Like, really bad. And so, that's where the kind of the memes come from, where it's, oh no, I gotta take an MRE shit, and then you know, it's the bathroom blowing up or whatever. So, we used to make these things. It's an easier way to pack your pack, and they're called skivvy rolls. What you do is you take a t-shirt, you fold it up into kind of like a giant long rectangle, you put a fucking pair of underwear in there, and then you lay the socks out with the tube part, like that you'd put, like there you like put your foot in, you lay those out, so when you roll your shirt up, you can fold the socks over the shirt. And because we wear brown socks, when you fold everything up, it literally looks like a giant piece of shit. That's probably about as big as one of these.
A Keurig.
Like, exactly. So people use the bathroom.
Oh no.
Some recruit in my boot camp platoon, to this day, nobody knows who it was.
You just know it was one of the recruits, huh?
Everybody knew because the drill instructors found it.
Oh no.
So they go in to the bathroom because they have to do their little inspections or whatever. They're walking around making sure that people aren't fucking dicking around back there or like fighting and, you know, drinking hand sanitizer because they want to get drunk. Whatever it is that the drill instructors do in the bathroom. Lo and behold, they find some giant piece of shit. I'm talking massive.
Show the camera how big was it.
Word on the street is it was like this big.
Ooh, baby.
Like, I shit you not, like, if I were to hold it like that, like, that's how big it would be. Edge to edge, the whole thing.
Edging.
So, you get mail. They bring the whole platoon together, and what they do is they'll pass out all the mail. Your senior drill instructor will kind of talk to you and be like, "Hey, blah blah blah. This is what's going on. Do you guys have any questions? Whatever." Mm-hmm. And he brings that up. He says, "Which one of you nasty motherfuckers took the world's largest shit and didn't even try to flush?"
They didn't even try.
And he said, either you tried to flush and it didn't work and you ran away out of pure shame, or 2, you're a piece of shit and you should be fucking hung for your war crimes.
Bro, could you?
So, we're all sitting there trying not to fucking laugh because it's hilarious. You're talking about this giant fucking turd that nobody knows anything about. Except for the one motherfucker who was like, "Hey, that was me."
But he kept it secret.
He said,
"Hey, taking it to his grave."
Hey, that was me. You know what I mean?
What if you get a message on Facebook like 3 years from now, be like,
Hey man, I saw your podcast. That was me. I wouldn't believe him. Honest to God, I wouldn't believe him. There's no way.
He sends you a photo, like a selfie, he somehow managed to sneak of him, like... That just reminds me of that episode of South Park where Mr. Mackey's trying to figure out who's shit in the urinal. Who you think it's funny?
There's a clue. There's a clue over there.
I'm getting such a clue right now. And they're all like... You think it's funny? Yeah, it's hilarious.
That's kind of how it was, but they're like, no, like, it's not funny. And they were like, on a serious note, whoever did that, are you okay? Do you need help? Is there blood? Do you need anything from us?
They're like, you want to trap me? There was some blood, but I ain't saying nothing. I'm taking this with me,
bro.
I'm moving to Fort Hood.
I'm not even kidding you. That is a 100% fear of mine. Because you know how sometimes gotta go to the bathroom. Everything seems normal. You start pushing, and then it's just a little too big. And you have 2 options, right? You either suck it back up and try it again, or you just power through and you push it out, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Been through that, and it's like...
Anytime that happens to me, I'll stand up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, bro, please, do not let there be blood. So far, so good. So far, so good. No blood.
Those are the ones that after I'm like, bro, I need to
You're
get
just
some
wrecked.
fiber.
You're wrecked, dude.
I go eat some strawberries.
You're just laying in bed and you're like,
I'm laying in
And
bed with
it
my
hurts.
legs like this and my ass in the air because I'm like,
it just hurts. It just hurts. It's like,
take a cold bath after. They walk in, just be like, fetal position in the tub. What happened? I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Are you okay? Leave me alone.
Leave now. Please. I am begging you.
This is a sensitive subject. I've been violated. By what? McDonald's.
Which it's never happened after like McDonald's. It's definitely never happened after like Taco Bell.
It's always something where like there's no fiber or something. Like,
It's just like,
oh, you ate a brick?
did you eat dirt?
Yeah, I did eat Taco Bell. I just ate the shells. I just eat tortilla shells all day.
I just eat tortilla chips.
Yo,
Okay, time out though. We all know about Doritos, right?
What?
Just Doritos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody knows about Doritos, right?
Yeah. Cool.
You got
nacho cheese.
You got nacho cheese, got Cool Ranch, got salsa verde.
Dynamite.
Whatever he said.
That's when your mama got me for Christmas.
Oh yeah, huh?
Dynamite.
Whatever kind of flavor of Dorito you can think of probably exists. I remember as a kid when I was living in Arizona, I seen this. It was the very first time I'd ever seen it in my life, and I said, "What fucking flavor is that?" Guess what the flavor was?
What?
Toasted corn. So I thought, oh, that's kind of crazy. What does toasted corn taste like? What's that all about?
Oh no, I know. It was just a tortilla.
It's just a fucking tortilla chip, bro.
They were like, no, it was a nacho cheese one, but we licked all the cheese off and we put it back in the
That's
bag.
all it is, bro. And I remember the first time I ever ate a toasted corn Dorito. I was super excited. I was like, bro, I get to finally try it. I get to do it. I get to eat the fucking chip that my parents will never buy.
Now you know why
And now I understand why. Because you can just buy some fucking tortilla chips, and it's the same thing. In fact, I think it's so bad to the point that Dorito was like, yeah, we're just not into the tortilla chip game, so we're just going to stop making them.
Yeah, you only get like nacho cheese. Like that's the big one. That's the main one.
Yeah, but
Cool
you
Ranch
want
and nacho cheese.
unpopular opinion, nacho cheese is the worst flavor of Doritos, by far.
Yeah, I like the Cool Ranch.
The Cool Ranch is fire. These ones right here, sweet spicy chili,
Those is underrated.
these are straight up underrated. I remember in high school, I wanted Taco Bell to make a Doritos Locos Taco because it's just perfect flavor. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's everything you could ever want,
I will say
minus the fucking Taco Bell taco meat.
that the one that they did with the volcano one, it had a sourness to it. That one was.
I never got it. That must have been something. Which is funny because we had a Taco Bell on base when I was in, but they didn't like have it. Like, so you know how like on commercials it say participating locations only?
Yeah.
Apparently that's a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean participating locations? It's all the same. It's the same restaurant everywhere you go.
It's that whole
No
chain
sir.
thing.
No sir. If it's a franchise, you get different shit. That's why at McDonald's, every country around the world has something different on their menu. Why? Because it's their McDonald's. It's owned by McDonald's,
But it's still franchise.
but it's still franchised, so that motherfucker, you know, can't put whatever the fuck he wants on the menu.
But there's a Mitch Hedberg joke where he talks about that.
Oh no.
Because he was like, at participating locations only, he's like, I hope I find the Walmart or the McDonald's that's not participating. And he's all like, better yet, I want to be the franchise owner of the McDonald's that does not participate.
Nope,
I
not
want-
doing it.
No, he said, I want my McDonald's to sell spaghetti. So when you get there, you're like, where's my burger? I say, at some participating locations only. We are
Bro.
not participating in any of those specials.
Bro, could you fucking imagine?
Taking a stand against the man.
You know what I actually seen? This is a long time ago now that I think about it.
What?
Someone, you remember the snack wraps that they had? They would come in that weird fucking container. And it was the tortilla with like the fucking the wrap shit, and then it had like the piece of like either grilled or crispy chicken in there.
Yeah.
Someone was like, they should bring them bitches back. And I said,
That was
You
a
know,
while ago.
that was
Snack
a long
wrap.
time. That was a long time ago.
Middle
Though.
school, maybe. Yeah.
Mm,
It was a big. It was elementary or middle because it was a
it was
snack
elementary
wrap.
school for sure.
The snack wrap.
Because elementary school was a wild time for fast food. Because Taco Bell had the grilled stuffed burrito at the time. That was when they introduced that.
They had a
And-
chihuahua too.
Huh?
They had a chihuahua too.
They had a chihuahua. Nobody will remember that.
Quiero Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
I seen a meme earlier today, and it was like, all I think about is this crackhead from the honeycomb commercials from the late '90s, early 2000s. And it was like that giant rat dude.
He was just like a dust mite. Just
Yeah, because that's what fucking honeycomb tastes like.
what else? There was him. Then there, Honey Bear. What's his name? Sugar Bear.
What the fuck are you talking
He's
about?
still around. His name was like Sugar Bear, bro. But he's like a gangster now. Bro, I'm gonna blow your mind, bro.
I got nothing.
He's a cereal mascot named Sugar
For what cereal,
Bear.
though?
Hold on.
For what cereal?
Golden Crisps.
Oh,
So
yeah!
that's Sugar Bear, bro.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now.
And it was like them little like corn nut things, but they were
Yeah,
like
but they were
sweet.
good.
But like, bro, mascot now. Like when I say that they made this dude like a gangster, bro. Like he be on the Facebook page. If I could find it, oh my gosh, where he? Yo,
I'm kind of afraid right now.
They
what
gave
if
him
they
like
deleted it?
glasses and like a chain, bro.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna have to go on Facebook and see if I can find this because they only taking me back to the old school ones.
Yeah. Cereal mascots are a weird thing. Like I remember like when I think it was when we were like right in high school. It was that meme that was like, what if, you know, tricks are circles now because we're adults and tricks are for kids and only kids can see it. I remember thinking about that and being like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And then I was like, no. Hold on.
Then you ask the kid, yo, what shape is this?
Yo,
circle?
It's a sphere. You're wrong.
I bet.
It's a flower or a watermelon. Wasn't that a trick shape? Was watermelon?
It was like a flower.
No, they had the flower one.
Oh.
Which was like the blue and the red. But then I shit you not, it was like a watermelon. Wasn't it? I'll look that up.
I don't know, bro. I'm be honest with you. I wasn't one of the kids that was looking for the fruit.
No, me either. I was just eating the cereal. I was honest to God happy it wasn't Kix.
Yeah, the hand job of cereals. So I was looking at the back of the box playing the game, doing the word searches every morning. I will find this like gangster one, bro. Last time they posted was in 2019, bro. He was everywhere.
You can't just this one right here. That giant green one right there.
Yeah, I remember now.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that's a watermelon. Everybody, that's a watermelon. If I've ever seen one, it's a shitty watermelon because there ain't no watermelon on that motherfucker. Yo, that's cringe,
bro.
That's one of those things that gets shared every once in a while.
This is an actual post from the actual company. That's what I'm saying. Like this, these are all from the actual company, bro.
I don't like that, dude. That's freaking me out. I don't like that.
Get a chance, go look up Sugar Bear on Facebook, y'all.
What the fuck? Dude,
There we go. See, look, bro. I was like, they was turning him gangster.
Yo, Kim and Kanye, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Wills and Kate had the best wedding of all time. The best wedding of all time.
I knew I wasn't going crazy, bro. I was like, dude, they decked this guy out, dude. Look, he getting kicked out the club.
Why is he getting kicked out of club?
Bro.
He's a cereal mascot. What's he doing? Sneaking in fucking crunchy corn snacks?
I'd rather him sneak in than Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he's not sneaking in. Kool-Aid man ain't sneaking into nothing.
Yeah, I ain't seen no Kool-Aid commercials ever even, bro. In like the longest time, I remember those were so cool. He'd be coming pouring his little head into people.
I can't remember last time I seen a Kool-Aid commercial.
I remember the last one I saw because he was on the beach. He had a little Hawaiian shirt on. He was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that was like a long fucking time ago.
Yeah,
that was like late elementary school, early middle school time frame.
And then I remember Danimals having their little commercials
with the monkey.
Yeah,
right?
he'd lick his lips.
He was like this.
Monk. And he'd go, delicious. And then
yeah,
Zach
because
and Cody
Zach and Cody they had the fucking sweepstakes, bro.
Come party with us.
They had the sweepstakes.
Corey in the house. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff all at once was just happening. Like crossover events, bro. Our childhood, everything was just like, whoa.
I remember my favorite crossover event was the Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, and
Fairly Odd Parents crossover.
Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
That was fucking fire.
Yeah,
I remember never watching a single episode of Ben 10, but watching the series finale, like the original Cartoon Network one, where he finally gets Alien X, that big white and red motherfucker, and thinking, bro, that shit is badass. I remember watching the last 8 episodes of Avatar: Last Airbender, and thinking that the last episode of that show was the fucking coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
I actually had that conversation earlier because one coworker Tom was like, "Was Avatar worth it?" And I was like, "The animated show, yeah. The movie, no."
Well, it depends on which movie you're talking about.
No, he meant the last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
One. I was like, "Yeah, no, not that one." But then someone was talking about like Cartoon Network shows, old ones, or like which one got to go. And it was a list of all these old ones, and I was like, "Oh, I like them." And I said, "Bro, Ben 10 was boring as hell."
Yeah, but they've remade it 8 times.
And it's still just not my thing. Every time. You know what, though? I will give it credit. When it first came out, it was like, oh, it's pretty interesting. But then it got really old at fast for me. And then they do that other one where he's all cool and he's older and he has a car. And I was like, this is booty cheeks. Super booty cheeks. Because that one dude, Kevin 11, who had all the powers, they were like, oh, by the way, you can just turn gray. And I was like, this is worse. Get out of here.
You're losing me here. I ain't never seen that shit, so...
Bro, consider yourself lucky. All the movies they did, all this, it was...
Little known facts about myself here. Wasn't a cartoon watcher growing up. Honest to God, I was a Nick kid. who watched SpongeBob, pretty much like everybody else, and Zoe 101.
Ooh,
That's it.
I know you see me standing here.
Disney Channel, as far as I'm concerned, that shit was whack. All of the shows, all of the movies, bro.
I like That's So Raven and The Cory in the House.
Nope, not for me, dude.
I don't know. I liked Raven. I when I was young though, I had a crush on Raven too. So
Yeah, that's probably
I
why you
extra-
watched it.
I had
That's
extra
probably
incentive
that's
to watch
exactly
it.
why you watched it.
Well, and it was something
You
my
didn't
mom and I
care.
could watch together because I didn't like watching a lot of shows she watched because she would watch like.
Nobody likes watching the shows their mama watch, bro.
Well, I've seen people who like they sit down, they watch show with their mom. Oh, cool. But like, my mom was like, so I'm a kid. And she's like, we're going to watch America's Most Wanted. And I was like, ooh. And I'd ask her every time.
You said, what would you do if I was on that list?
No, every time. Every time they show the killer or whatever, they'd be like, he's on the run, blah, blah, blah. They'd be like, did they catch him? And my mom's like, no, that's why he's on the show. And I'd go, ooh, thinking he was going to come to my house. It wasn't just one or two of the guys. It was
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody,
And I'd always
bro.
ask, did they get him? I was like, no.
Dude, holy shit. No, that was not my thing. That was not my jam growing up. It was Disney Channel, like, even today, especially nowadays, ass.
And I think nowadays it is, like, for me, a lot worse because now as an adult, I can catch on to a lot of the corniness. Like, as a kid, the corniness over the top is like, I'm a kid. It's just, I'm used to the over the top stuff. Oh, Outside the Box, that was my jam, too. Roly Poly Oly. There was
Yo, don't you be talking to me about Roly Poly Oly, bro. I'll be sitting there, and I shit you not, I'll be thinking to myself, and I'm like, yo, was Roly Poly Oly like a fever dream? And then I'll Google it, and I'm like, no, sir, that was a real fucking TV show.
It was Michael Cera, though.
Outside the Box, that was a fire one. I used to, because, you know, growing up poor, you kind of just settle for a lot of shit.
Zoom.
Zaboomba-foo?
Zaboomba-foo. Bob Ross.
Bob Ross?
He come on. What Cyber Chase.
I wasn't like a Cyber Chase kind of guy.
I liked it because it was anime. I liked animated stuff. Cartoons are what really got to me.
I remember actually, now that I think about it, my dad telling me about Bob Ross and how he discovered Bob Ross.
How did he discover Bob Ross?
It's probably going where you think it's going. So
Did he go to Alaska and say,
no,
"Bow"?
no, he went. Yeah, I remember the time me and my friends discovered who Bob Ross was. We all got high as a kite one night.
Jeez.
Just scrolling through the TV trying to figure out something to watch, and Bob Ross pops on. And the next thing I know is we watched Bob Ross for 2 or 3 hours. And he was like, I have never in my life been so fucking relaxed.
Here's my thing about Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. But like, so watching the joy of painting and stuff, it's really soothing. It's cool to just watch ASMR stuff too. But he always would start the show like, all right, here's the palette, here's the colors you need, let's get to it. And me now, I'm looking at it, I'm like,
I can't afford those colors.
Well, no, I'm thinking, did they get a memo before the episode came out? Because if I'm waiting and I see the colors, I'm like, oh, okay, I can't get them all, and you're already halfway
That
done with
is
the
my
paint.
problem with stuff like that. That is my problem with TV shows like that. Because that's like, okay, so we'll use the Food Network as the example.
You need this.
So a Food Network show, like, say, 30-minute meals with Rachel Ray, you're supposed to have all of those ingredients already. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to watch the TV show and make the food at the same time. That's the whole premise.
But how do you know?
But how the fuck am I supposed to know that I need saffron on hand? Who the fuck buys that? And just being like, that's an ingredient I've never seen before. Let me grab
Make
that
sure
off the
you
shelf.
get your Wagyu beef.
Yeah,
What?
It's like what the fuck is Wagyu beef,
I got
bro?
Angus. Angus will not work for this. What?
You're shit out of luck, bro. Absolutely shit out of luck.
I hate you, Rachel Ray.
I don't hate Rachel Ray, though. She's my favorite.
But I love Bob Ross. But it's just something I always thought about. Is I was like, how do they know? Like, do they?
Yeah.
Because he just says they're gonna flash up on the screen, and as they're flashing up, he's already going.
He's already fucking painting something.
He's already beating the devil out the brush, and you're like, I'm getting the blue.
Yo, I forgot about that. He's just like, we'll just beat the devil out of this right here. Yo, he was so wholesome.
When his wife died.
I have no idea about that.
Oh, you never saw that?
No, sir.
So, Bob, this is how great, and this is how wholesome Bob Ross was, right? So his wife died. The episode after his wife dies, he's painting the picture, and I'm sure you've seen the quote, but he's all like, and then right up here, we're gonna put a little dark into the light, and he's like, you know what? That's sometimes like life. You gotta have a little bit of darkness in your life, because that way you can appreciate the good times, the light when it comes.
Okay, yeah, I know
and
what
he
you're
goes,
talking about now.
and I'm kind of going through the dark times now. And you're like,
And then he's just sitting in his fucking hotel room with a fucking 357 to his fucking mouth, an empty bottle of sleeping pills, and a fucking empty bottle of Jack Daniels, and he's like, I fucking hate painting.
but and that's the other thing too, because he was a drill sergeant in, I want to say it was the Air Force, and that's the whole thing why he took up the painting is he didn't want to yell anymore.
I didn't want to be angry no more, Lieutenant Dan.
Well, that's what he said. He's like, I just didn't want to yell anymore, and so now I just don't yell anymore. I just paint. And I'm like,
He's like, I just fucking nurse squirrels back to their health.
and that's all he does is he's just like,
Well, I mean, he can't do it no more because he's dead.
so he's really not yelling now, unless he's in hell for something I don't know about, and he's just screaming forever.
Maybe.
I doubt Bob Ross was. I think if anyone, I would say out of anyone on the planet, you know, within like the lifetime of the last 50 years, if anyone is not in hell, it's Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross.
I'd say Mr. Rogers is there.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, dude. 100%.
Why?
I bet Mr. Rogers was the Kevin James of his time. He's a really nice guy on TV and in his movies, and he always kind of plays... Mr. Rogers is a little bit different, but with like Kevin James, he kind of plays like the oaf. And Mr. Rogers, he's like, all my messages is positivity, right? But if you catch Mr. Rogers on a bad day at the grocery store, he'll be like, the fuck you mean you didn't double bag my shit, you dumb bitch? He's like, they're fucking canned goods and you're putting it into a fucking paper bag. Are you an idiot?
You bump into his car. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Rogers.
And he's like, I'm
Sorry.
putting the penny loafers on. Step outside.
He'd do it like this, so he'd be like, sorry. There's no need to be sorry, but you should tread lightly.
Yeah, exactly.
And just
you know what I mean?
walk, and you're like,
Because it's always the nicest people who are assholes. Joel Osteen, perfect example. He's a really nice guy on TV. He says, I'm going to praise God, and I'm going to teach you the way that God has taught me that everybody
money.
should live your life. You should live your life in the light of Christ.
make a man.
There's a hurricane coming. Lock the doors.
And I don't like
Joel,
Osteen.
there's
He's terrible.
there's people out there. They're starving. They're needing help. Keep the doors locked.
They're dying. What did I say?
You know who else died? Jesus.
You
They're
all-
just dying for our sins.
You can go ahead and open that door, but just know I'll shut it right behind you.
Exactly. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I fucking, for me, so I'm not religious, but I think the way that TV evangelists, like TV pastors, have kind of infiltrate. Like, it's weird because I'm not religious, so I can kind of see what they're doing and why they're doing it. They're doing it because of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're making their money.
Mm-hmm.
They realized, okay, I can get a bunch of people to follow me because I have a TV show.
Yeah.
At the same time, not being religious, that's not the right way to do it. And the fact that so many people look up to people like Joel Osteen or that... what the fuck is that weird leather motherfucker?
Kenneth Copeland.
Yeah!
I know
I banish you, COVID-19. As he spreads it all over the fucking church.
Hey, say it, don't spray it, boy.
They're like, God damn, Kenneth. I'm sorry, God. Jesus, forgive me, but Kenneth, shut the fuck up.
I'll beat you. And he's all like, hey, one less person to pay.
Dude, exactly.
Payroll just went down.
He's like, the collection pot went right into my bank account today.
That's all. I don't know. I don't like those guys.
I think maybe because as a non-religious person, like seeing those kinds of people, it's just like, I don't get how you would want your faith to be represented by people like that.
No, and that's,
You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. Believe me, as a religious person,
Yeah, of course,
I do
yeah.
know. That's why I'm very opinionated about these people.
Because I can see your dad. I've only met your dad the one time, but I can see him. I don't think he got a rocker, but I see him in a rocker. He's just like, see, that's the problem with America right there. It ain't the police. It ain't the government. It's people like Kenneth Copeland.
Wouldn't you believe my dad is like that? But like
100%.
But like he also he keep to himself though.
Oh, but he raging inside his head. He like.
Oh, so my dad being the amazing black man he is, bro. He like there could be all this crazy stuff happening in the world, and he ain't caring.
And
Bro.
all he calling you about is the garage door.
Yeah, he calling about that, or like something bad going on in the world. And he call me and say, "Yeah, I weigh 155."
That is still one of the funniest conversations because that's such a dad thing to say.
Well, no, because I thought I was like he was gonna ask me for something. I was like, oh, he's gonna want me to pick him up something. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, Hey, how's it going? He's like, hey. I'm like, what's up? And he goes, you see that fight on Saturday? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what happened to your boy? I said, yeah, he lost. He's like, yeah, how'd he lose? He got knocked out, Dad. Ooh, yeah, McGregor got knocked out. Look at him. Look at him. He look built? Yeah, he looks fit. Not fit enough, apparently. I'm 155. I could have whooped him. I was like, did you call me to tell me that? He's like, yeah.
You all know something funny? I get home from your house Sunday
no.
morning, after the day after, and he goes, so I heard your boy lost. And I said, yeah, it happens. And he goes, what happened? I said, he got knocked the fuck out. And he goes, is that his first loss? And I said, no. I was like, now he's 21-5.
But it's his first knockout.
But it's his first knockout. And he goes, yeah, that's what I mean. That was his first loss by knockout, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, And it just goes back to doing whatever the fuck it was that he was doing.
Bro, I wish I could have a son. I just want a son to have these conversations.
Dude, just talk shit about everything they want. They're like, yo, so you know that motherfucker Darth Vader, right? Yeah, he pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I heard he a pretty powerful Sith. I have this theory that if Obi-Wan didn't cut him up on Mustafar, he would have been even more powerful and been like, yeah, well, guess who chopped his ass up? Well, it was Obi-Wan. Guess who played Obi-Wan? Me. I'm the reason that Darth Vader, the weak pussy robot that he is today.
Look at his beard, boy.
You see this beard? You think I got that by being a bitch?
Well, I mean, just to have those conversations, just sitting there, how was school day? It was okay. Just okay. What happened? Stacy said she didn't want to go to prom with me. Yeah. Never would have guessed.
just the small self-esteem knocks.
Yeah. Just open the door and stare at him. And leave the door open and walk up. My dad would do that. Some parents would shut the door. My dad would go, I'd hear just the door go. It's not like a circle knob. It was one of those straight ones.
Yeah.
So I just hear, and then the door goes. He wouldn't even open it. He just had to flick it.
Okay, so
he do.
You want to? My theory on why your dad would do that is because I bet he had the same door handles growing up, and his mama ain't like that. They would close their doors, and so he would always come by and he would just make sure that your door was open because he knew that if your door was closed, you was doing something behind them doors that you were supposed to be doing. He said,
and I
would
agree.
Girl there?
Well, and I would agree with you, except for the fact that he liked when my door was closed because it meant I wasn't being loud, disrupting him. He just did it to just remind me it's his house.
I mean,
well, because I'd hear, and I'd look over because I'd be playing my game, watching them. I'd be like, what's going on? I just look, and you don't see nothing. The door just slowly creeping open.
Yeah, I bet you thought there was a ghost, huh? You're like,
sometimes.
What the fuck?
But then as it opens, you just see this silhouette of a black man with eyeball just beaming at you, and then his head poking you. What you doing in here? And I'm like, playing the game. He goes, all right, and you just do a quick survey of the room. You know what I'm talking about? The eyes. And he just nod his head and back out. And I'm like, can you shut the door? But he's already gone. He's already walked halfway across the house. He's here.
Did I ever tell you about the time when Osama bin Laden got killed? How my dad told me?
How did he tell you?
So, when I was in high school and in middle school, maybe not middle school necessarily, but for sure high school. Because my dad was the one who would take me to school in the mornings, he would always wake me up. And so he'd always knock on the door and be like, hey man, it's time to get up. And I'd be like, all right. Well, May 11th rolls around. Nothing crazy. To me, it's just another school day. I don't give a shit.
That's what you think.
And so he goes, hey buddy, it's time to wake up. Closes the door. I hear him walk off. And then I hear, oh, by the way, they killed Osama bin Laden. Click.
Like, oh no.
And so I remember laying there, because I'd always kind of lay there for a little bit, you know, try to adjust to life. I'd be like, okay, I just got woken up, whatever. He goes, yeah, Osama just, they killed bin Laden. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, dude, what? So before I even jump into the shower or anything, I walk out and he's like, yeah, dude, they finally did it, bro. They did it. They killed that motherfucker.
They talked about how they did it. They're like, yeah, they
ran
to
raided
the
his
compound.
house.
They found him. He turned around. They went.
He said they turned around. He said, clack, clack.
Just right to the head. I was like, what?
Yo, so funny enough.
That footage of Obama watching it too, just sitting there.
That is another movie.
0 Dark 30.
As a military man, I think it's too boring.
I enjoyed the movie for what it was.
To be fair, I haven't seen it in a long time, so my perception could have changed.
Fun fact about that movie. That's the movie for the reason why Chris Pratt got the role in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've seen that before. Because he was huge. He was built. He was fucking built like a tank.
Yeah, because he went from that one show where he's a fatty to this movie. Parks and
I was gonna say Community, but I was like, that's not right.
They're all in the same ballpark.
They're the same show.
One's a college.
To be fair,
one's
though,
an office. One's a park.
To be fair, though, in my personal opinion, The Office remains the champion because it did it first.
That's fair.
And it was so much more cringe type humor than... I haven't seen Community. I refuse to watch it.
Really?
Don't care. Don't
like
care. Parks and Rec, I've tried to watch, I don't know, 5 times. Can't do it. To be fair, though, I was kind of the same way with The Office. I tried to watch The Office a couple of times, and for the longest time, I couldn't get over Michael Scott. I was like, bro.
But now you love him.
But now, it is one of my favorite TV shows. But I think it's because I finished it, that it's not just cringe humor throughout the whole thing. It's like there's an actual story to it, whereas I feel like Parks and Rec and maybe Community, again, I'm just spitballing with Community here, but with Parks and Rec, I feel like with Parks and Rec, that's the whole idea. Is that, okay, we're going to be 8 seasons of cringe humor with Ron Swanson. Or with Community, it's like, okay, this is cringe humor, but with Donald Glover. You know what I mean?
And I will say, and when he left Community, it kind of tanked a little bit, but with him, it wasn't as cringy. I will say, between Parks and Rec and Community is way better.
But like I said, I've never seen it. So.
If you get a chance,
I don't got the Peacock app, dude.
Do you need Peacock for that one? I thought Peacock was free. As long as you have Comcast.
Well, Peacock is free, but you have to have a cable provider. That's where they get you. It's kind of like HBO Max.
Well, that's not what the guy told me at story time. When I was setting up the internet, they gave me a Peacock streaming box. And I was like, well, I don't want this. He's like, no, it's free. You just get to watch Peacock. So I didn't know.
I didn't realize Peacock had been around that long.
No. It was the internet for. That's a whole.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, we're on the same page.
Because I was setting it up, and
we're on the same page.
And they gave me the box, and I was like, well, I didn't want.
You said, I don't want this shit.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't order cable, and I said, no.
I have to, man. It's my job. Oh.
And he told me that Peacock. So I don't know. I haven't used it, but if you have Comcast, I heard it's free. This ain't promo. You can't sue us. This ain't legal advice. That's pretty.
You want to know something funny about growing up? My dad and my mom always told me that I would be. I would grow up to be an excellent lawyer. Because I liked to argue with my parents.
I think parents just be saying that because we be.
Yo, my parents would say all kinds of dumb shit to me, bro.
My parents never said president. It was always convict or lawyer. And I was like, but I'm not.
I was never a convict. I was a ditch digger. I was a ditch digger for sure.
Well, it's like
They said, well, the military always needs people who dig ditches.
But it was like my parents acted like I was like a terrible person in the world.
Ah, terrorists in their home, bro.
Just because I like, so my whole
Just
thing
because
was,
you had an opinion. They're like, we're gonna raise you to be an independent spirit.
But once you
had an opinion, you're like, excuse me.
Yeah,
What did you? Are you back talking your mama right now?
Yeah, you're disrespectful.
You're disrespecting, bro. Disrespecting. Fuck your independent idea.
I'm like, I'm not being.
What do you mean? Dallas is the worst TV show ever made.
So
Fuck out of here.
Brendan,
If you don't want to watch it, you can fucking go sit in your room. But I ain't got nothing to do. Fuck you.
So Brendan, you didn't skip school? No. You never snuck out? No. No underage drinking? None of it. No. But you told me no. I asked you to do the dishes. Yeah. Ooh. Delinquent.
So I never snuck out. That was something I didn't do. At least I don't remember.
I had no reason to sneak out.
I had no reason to sneak out. I liked being in my house. I liked being in my
Safe and
room with
warm.
my toys, Legos, all that shit.
Yeah,
I had
video
everything.
games.
Everything I could have ever wanted was in my room.
PlayStation TV. I was chilling.
I didn't skip school, but I did skip class a couple of times. But it was like my senior year of high school, so
You were already graduated. essentially.
exactly.
You had your credit. You weren't doing anything.
The only credit I needed my second semester of high school, my senior year, was I think it was English comp. That was it. I was just there because I legally had to be. Underage drinking doesn't count because I was in the military. So as far as I'm concerned, I deserved it. I would say that's probably like the worst thing I ever did. I wasn't like a fucking criminal. I didn't steal.
I got ISD that one time because.
Oh
of that
yeah,
nonsense.
because you were a fucking terrorist at school, bro.
Evidently, but my grades were never the worst. I
didn't have really shitty grades. My worst grade in high school was probably my math grade. Math was something for some reason I couldn't deal with.
I only had a bad grade in Mr. Steele's class one semester because I didn't turn some stuff in because I had all of it. I just never turned anything in. It was just part of the.
Yo, I don't like Mr. Steele. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, we can say that now.
He was weird though because he was like,
It's not rocket science. Rocket science is easy. Shut
give
up.
me 1 second.
He would do that. You draw the circle on the board, and I'd be like, bro, if you don't stop. You got
There
mad
was
at
this
us.
girl. So I don't know how they figure this stuff going into a high school. But in 8th grade, I was in the advanced math class.
Okay.
So, somehow, some way, Coronado got this fantastic idea that they said, all right, let's put this motherfucker in the year ahead in the math class. So most kids who were freshmen, they would take, I think it was Algebra 2-3. If you were a grade ahead,
You took the geometry.
you got to take Geometry 1-2.
Yep.
But, little did I know, that was an honors class. But it being an honors class saved my fucking ass. And I'll explain that in a second.
Because the extra credit for the grade?
Not the extra credit, because the grading system is so weird.
Oh.
So, there was this girl. I do not know what her name is. I can picture her, but I cannot swear to you who she is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any of the yearbooks from those years, so I couldn't point her out.
Okay.
She was, as a 14-year-old freshman in high school would say, pretty well built. She was a good-looking girl.
Okay, I got you. I thought I was like, she was young.
She was fucking huge. She's like, I take weightlifting 4 times a day. And you said, but that's 3. And she said, 4 times a day. And you said, alrighty.
We
4
count
times a day.
European.
You said you're wrong because I'm about to weightlift you, bitch. Anyway, so the year goes on, progresses, whatever. This guy seemed like a pretty normal guy, except for the fact that he had a daughter on his own.
Mm-hmm.
That happens. I'm not saying it doesn't. It was just weird as a high schooler because it was something that you'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
He was a helicopter pilot. Okay, that's kind of douchey.
he always brought it up whenever he could.
Anytime.
Oh,
He's like a
rocket
vegan.
science. I remember that line. It's not rocket science. Rocket science is easy. You know what's not easy? Piloting a helicopter.
Duh. Anyway. So him and this girl. I don't know if she was maybe annoying. If she was just trying to maybe get a good grade. She'd seen a couple of movies in her time.
Oh, no.
But she would always, like, it wasn't like overt flirtation,
Uh-huh.
but it was just enough that you knew what she was trying to do.
Fluttering the eyes.
Kind of, sort of, showing off her fucking high school tits. That fucking idiot bitch.
I don't like that word. High school tits. I'm not
Neither
Matthew
do I.
McConaughey.
Exactly. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
But I know
he
what you
was
mean.
Matthew McConaughey, bro.
All right.
He's the.
You know what I like about high school girls? No matter how old I get,
They stay the same age.
Young
That's what it
moolah,
was like.
baby. Oh my god.
My freshman year of high school, and because I remember thinking about that, and I was like, "That's kind of weird." Like, what?
Well,
then I started to think about it. I said, "Oh my god, does that transfer across the board? Like, does that happen a lot?" No.
I don't know. I remember I had him sophomore year. And this dude, so he had his daughter come to work one day for whatever reason, right?
Uh-huh.
He doing his thing, being a dad, whatever. His daughter watching Toy Story 3 on the computer. And so I'm at my desk, and I'm kind of close to where his desk is at the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look at the screen. She watched Toy Story 3. You know, we're not doing anything. I was like, "You watch a Toy Story 3?" And she's like, "Mm-hmm." I was like, "Yeah, I like the Toy Story movies." And this dude just looked at me. He's like, "What are you talking to my daughter about?" And I was like, "Toy Story 3?" He's like, "Why aren't you doing your work?" I was like, "I'm done. I'm just..."
Because I'm fucking finished, motherfucker.
And I was like, I don't know how to react to that because I don't be beefing with teachers. So I'm like,
I would never necessarily beef with the teacher. I remember, I don't think I had any beef with any teachers.
I would go home and this
I'd have beef with my parents.
yeah, I'd beef my parents. It's about my teacher. I said, "What's up?" No, because I never had to beef with a teacher because I sometimes think, yeah, you know what? I don't want them to like blast me to my parents and then I got to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just be like, it is what it is. You got to take it. But then when I would get home, I would tell my parents, "How was your day?" "It was good, except for blah, blah, blah." And then they would tell me if A, I was overreacting, or B, what the heck's going on? You know, and so my dad, he was the one who would always be like, "What?" Just like, so I told him about that, and my dad was like, "Oh, whatever, you know, mess that dude, you know, whatever." that was that, but I didn't like Mr. Steele at all because he was just too like abrasive for nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
I get it's your daughter, but to kind of go back to that subject of my dad and like the school's wasting my dad's time.
Oh shit, I think I remember this story.
I was in Mr. Hardwick. I love Mr. Hardwick. He was a cool teacher, bro. He kept it very to the point, and everyone always complains. They're like, "I never learned how to pay taxes in school." Mr. Hardwick specifically, part of our like final in economy was how to pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's a really cool concept. And so I always get confused when like my teachers never taught me. But I was in one of his classes. This was freshman year. And this one kid's all messing with me. And he's all like yelling, blah, blah. And I tell him, like, "Bro, you know, just stop. You know, you're not cutting me, bro. I don't care. Just get to the back of the line."
Mm-hmm.
This kid gets so mad. So we go and tell the principal and stuff. He a light-skinned dude. So I got to go to the, freshman year. I'm in the principal's office. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, "Yeah, we had to call your dad to the office, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" So I go in the office. He's talking to me. He's like, "So we had word that you were making some racial comments to a student, telling him to get to the back of the line." And I was like, "No, I was just telling him that because he was trying to cut me. And that's the rule of the school. You got to get in the back of the line. You can't just be cutting people."
Uh-huh.
And I remember he said, "Well, just wait here and we'll discuss it when your parents get here." And I just inside my head go, "Okay."
Yeah, you ain't gonna like this. You ain't gonna like that.
So my dad come, and I kid you not, man, my dad mad. He don't like when the school wastes his time. Ever since I was a kid, they'd always call him, and he like, if it was something legitimate, I'd understand. But the issue was it was never anything legitimate. My dad would tear these people like, "Why'd you call me for? This ain't important." So my dad get in there, and he looked at me and said, "What'd you do, boy?" And I was like, "You tell me." Principal walks out and he's like, "Can I help you, sir?" He's like, "Yeah, you said that my son was doing something." And I remember the principal was like, "There seems to be a misunderstanding here."
Oh man.
I'll never forget that day. He just there seems to be a misunderstanding.
Which principal was it?
So I don't think he was there past our freshman year. He was a short, kind of balding guy with dark hair. Because when he had left our sophomore year, Engstrom became the principal.
Oh, then I have no idea.
And then Mr. Smith became the vice principal.
I have no idea then.
Mr. Smith was the one that gave me ISD. He didn't want to give me ISD because he understood, but he's like, you got to understand where I'm coming from.
You got to understand my point of view as an administrator in this school. And you said, I guess.
And as a kid who was like, I'm not trying to cause any trouble, I get it. Mm-hmm. I remember he was so shocked by like the response me and Quentin had that day. Just tomorrow morning, you guys are going to report to ISD, okay? And we're like, makes sense. Sorry, they didn't mean to do us. He's like, I really don't think you guys did anything wrong. I mean, based off of the conversation here, I've had people come to my office and they've done things, but it's just, it's just something we have to do. And it's like, no, I get it. You don't got to keep explaining. I got to get to the bus.
You're like, I'm late to get home.
He thought we were like clowning because me and Quentin rode the same bus. But you guys ride the bus, same one. Bro, if you want to tell my parents you done kept me here, I would never have said that. I'd have walked home before I said that. My dad would go, where you at? But
you ain't gonna believe this. But that damn principal made me walk home from school today.
Hit cardio day. But with that, B, I think that's a pretty good.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. So with that being said, make sure to follow all the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Still slacking on the Instagram.
Not my fault, not your fault. Just things happen. Life be like that sometimes. Make sure to subscribe and
subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. Otherwise, you guys ain't gonna be able to see this great content. Now we have video.
Kinda, we're
kind
working.
of sort of working it out for sure. This is a bougie ass webcam. I know the camera quality is ass. That's alright though.
You gotta start somewhere. I seen a dude. He been on YouTube for years and he got a big audience. He do the reaction videos, but he ain't do nothing with the audio. You can hear it coming out of his laptop, and he still got a big bass. So, hey.
So.
This is something. It's better than nothing. I can make eye contact with you guys now.
Make sure that if you do follow the YouTube page to like the video, it helps us. Comment on the video. I will respond to all the comments that I see.
As much as we can.
As much as I can.
If we ever get to the point where, let's say there's 1 million of you, we will still try. But
try. That could take years upon years. I'm sure we'll go through them. I'm trying to think.
If you say anything negative, we'll show up at your house and we'll beat you up, though. He was in the army.
Oh! I got something for you afterwards.
Uh-oh.
Got something for you afterwards. Anyway, make sure to do all of that. Make sure to follow us on Spotify because the podcast will be on Spotify. Obviously, we ain't gonna get no video on Spotify. Because if you listen to Spotify, the way that I look at it personally is you in the car, you at the gym, you doing something that doesn't require you to watch a video. You just listening to somebody. So just make sure to follow us on there as well. Shout out, by the way, to all of my friends, not your friends.
Oh,
well, they're
okay.
kind of your friends.
F my people.
No, not your. No, you can't say that because then they think I'm a racist. So, shout out to my buddy, Rubio. He's been on the podcast before. Shout out to him. Shout out to his podcast, Better View. Make sure you guys check that out as well. We got some big things coming, so don't worry. I know you don't stream on the Twitch.
Yeah.
I try. It's not going very well. I'll probably throw the link down in the description below. Make sure to follow that so you get notifications when I do go live because it's not very often and it's something that I'm still trying to work out because I'm a piece of shit. So, with that being said, I got nothing. You got anything?
he cheated.